go? Perfect. Afternoon, everyone. We will go ahead and get things started. We are joined here with Scottie Scheffler here at the media room for the Arnold Palmer Invitational presented by Mastercard. Scottie, you're making your second appearance here. Just tell me about why this course is just so special to you.
Yeah, I like this course. It's pretty difficult, which I kind of like. I played it 2 years ago, and it was extremely, extremely difficult with the wind and everything. This year, the conditions don't look as bad, but should be a good test.
And kind of the significance and connection with Arnold Palmer being a past rookie winner. What is the importance of this?
Yeah, it's just, I mean, obviously it's going to have a really good field this week, and you know, this is Mr. Palmer's legacy, so it's nice to be able to come out and play and kind of enjoy the area here. And he built a great golf course, so it's just nice to be here and enjoy it.
And making 10th start of the season, already got your first PGA Tour win earlier this season. Week off, how's your game feeling entering the week?
Yeah, it feels pretty good. I'm well rested. You know, we had some bad weather at home in Dallas again last week, so I got a good amount of rest. It was pretty cold out, so didn't do too much.
And same as we did earlier, if you have a question, go and raise your hand, and we will get a microphone to you. We're going to start off here in the back with Kathy.
Thank you. A lot of times tour players will get their first victory and they have a plan. They're going to go out and buy a car, they're going to get a new house, or they're going to do a special vacation or buy their wife something. Do you have anything like that in mind?
Not quite. For me, winning is such a great feeling. It was so fun for me and my wife. Like the money earned never really came into our head. It was just just being out here and competing and being able to actually win a tournament is pretty joyful. And so for us, we didn't really do anything special. We had our family and friends come over a couple nights last week, but other than that, not too much.
And in the front here with Doug.
What do you make of this time of the year? I mean, the season's kind of, we have the West Coast, and it just feels like everything is building toward a big part of the season. What is your take on it for a guy who lives minute to minute?
I mean, this part of the year, it starts to get into those bigger events with the players coming up. Match play, the Masters. We got a lot of big events coming up, and this one included. And so, it's a good time to be playing golf, and the weather's good here this time of year. So, just come over. The golf course is in great shape. The rough is really healthy, and so we'll have a good test this week. And next week's obviously a fantastic place as well.
And in the middle here with Brentley.
Now, this is diving deep into the memory bank, but do you remember the first time you played here? It was Wyndham Cup, long time ago.
Yeah, I do.
Anything stand out from that week?
It was a really long time ago. But I just remember it being so cool to come here and play the golf course. We watched it so many times on TV, watching Tiger win this tournament and make his putts on 18. And so just kind of being on the same grounds where all that type of historic stuff had happened, it was just really cool coming here and being able to play. And, it was really special for them to let us come here and play this golf course.
Do you remember if Arnie was here that week? Or?
I don't think that he was. Yeah, it was the middle of the summer, so he was probably back in Pennsylvania, if I remember correctly. But, we had a great time down here. Everybody stayed in the hotel, right there on the putting green. And so spent a lot of time on that practice putting green, just having, some good competitions with all the guys. And it was a fun week.
Now over here to the back right.
Scottie, as you were chasing that first victory and you'd come close, not quite get there, come close again, what was kind of the mental progression that you were going through at that time? Was there frustration? Do you treat it as a learning experience? How did you deal with that?
I mean, I think being close to winning and not winning is extremely frustrating. And there's really only a couple tournaments where I felt like I really should have won the golf tournament. And really the ones I can remember off the top of my head is really just Houston and Austin. Those two are golf tournaments where I really felt like I should have won the tournament and didn't. And so those were extremely frustrating. I mean, I come out here to play and compete, and winning is a lot more fun than finishing second. So having those couple of close calls is definitely frustrating. And it doesn't take me very long to kind of get over things, though. For me, it's just I kind of live week to week, and you know, those things are frustrating. They may motivate you a little bit, but overall, I just like competing and I like trying to come out here and win. And so for me, that's motivation enough.
Sahith Theegala was in earlier. He played a factor in Phoenix where you won. I don't know how much you may look at what he does, but as he goes through that process, do you see similarities at all in maybe what you were going through a few years ago?
You know, I'm not really sure. You know, so he's obviously a fantastic player. I like playing golf with him. I like watching him play golf, you know, with all the different shots he hits and kind of the way he competes. And so, you know, last week I wasn't really paying too much attention to what he was doing in the final round. Just, you know, I was just out there competing. And, you know, I think he's got a really bright future out here, and I'm looking forward to keep watching him compete and play well. And, you know, it's tough getting started out here on tour. It's tough to win early. You know, I think we got pretty spoiled with guys like Colin and Victor and Matt Wolff just winning so quickly in their first few starts. I think everybody expects that to happen. And, you know, there's some really great players out here that took a little bit of time to kind of get a couple wins under their belt. You know, it's pretty difficult to win out here on tour.
And back over to the center here.
Scottie, could you talk about the strategy on the 6th hole for the guys who are mere mortals who aren't trying to drive the green? What do you think? How do you approach that hole?
I just try and get in the fairway. For me, I have a tee shot that I usually hit on that hole, and you know, I actually haven't played that 9 yet this year, so I know what I did I know what I did 2 years ago, and I'm assuming that's going to work this week as well. And so for me, just trying to be aggressive and get that ball in play, and if not, get it back in play as quickly as possible. Yeah, always.
And we're going back over here.
You said that you had watched Tiger win this tournament and make his putts on 18. During your practice rounds, do you ever try and make those putts yourself?
Yeah, well, I mean, as far as I can remember, the pin is usually always way over there on the right side on Sunday, so we're always practicing that pin just because, first of all, it's a really difficult pin on that green, and so where Tiger was hitting it is kind of exactly where you want to try and put your ball, and so, of course, yeah, we've definitely, you know, we practiced those putts a couple hours ago.
How did you do?
We did all right.
All right.
And back up to the front, Doug.
If you go back, not so far back as the Wyndham Cup, of course, but early in your days on tour, was there ever a moment where you felt like you really belonged? Or did you feel that way as soon as you got your card and got out here?
So I was fortunate to play in a few PGA Tour events before I got out here, and so it was good for me to kind of know what to expect. I think I played a couple U.S. Opens. I played, you know, maybe the Byron once, Memphis once. So I had kind of, and then I had 1 or 2 starts before I got out here full time, and so I knew what to expect. And then getting out here, I felt like I belonged pretty quick. You know, just because I earned my way out here. I wasn't playing on sponsorship exemptions. You know, I did the Korn Ferry Tour. I had a good year on the Korn Ferry Tour, and I earned my spot out here. And so coming out and playing those first few events, I remember playing the Greenbrier, and I think I was in the final group maybe on Saturday, and you know, it felt like where I was supposed to be.
Secondly, for a younger person, when you think of the name Arnold Palmer or see an image, what comes to mind? I'm guessing, or had you met him? As a younger man, or? You
know, I met him once when I was like really young at a tournament, kind of in passing. So I didn't really get a chance to spend much time with him. But you know, for me, when the first thing I think of Arnie is I think of his golf swing. As someone who doesn't have necessarily a perfect golf swing like myself, it's kind of fun seeing his follow through and seeing the way he played golf. You know, playing so aggressively and kind of with a quirky swing, and you know, I look up to him a lot.
What was the passing moment? How old were you? Do you remember where it was?
You know, my dad remembers it more than I did, or more than I do. It was some Champions Tour event around Texas somewhere. I can't remember exactly where it was.
Small state.
Yeah.
Unless we have any other questions, we will go and wrap it up. Scottie, thank you for taking the time joining us, and good luck this week.
Perfect. Thank y'all.